Go.
Forget zombies. Forget vampires. Tonight we're talking about something much more terrifying, teenagers. This book takes evangelical purity culture, puberty, first love, body horror, biblical apocalypse, and every awkward thing you've ever felt growing up, stuffed it into a blender, and somehow made one of the most unsettling horror novels of the last year. It's funny, it's gross, it's heartbreaking, it's horny apocalypse Catholic horror. And it's all set in small-town Wisconsin.
Oh, local.
I am Samantha.
I'm Jeffy.
And this is the Spooky Frog Podcast.
And we're doing it.
And we are doing it.
Here we are again.
Is that just what we do now?
Yeah, and we're doing it. And we're doing it.
We say that literally every time. I don't know how it even happened. And it just kind of naturally occurred because we're ridiculous.
Yeah.
But, so do you remember being a teenager?
Vaguely.
Vaguely.
I mean, there was a lot of drinking.
A youth well-wasted.
Yeah. That is what I like to call it.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got like a little photo album that I call The Youth
Yeah.
Well-Wasted.
I'm a fan of that photo.
Oh, you are in that photo album. You are a problem inside of that photo album.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like being
walking around the streets, in the creeks.
Yes.
Drinking the booze and getting
Mad
weird.
Dog.
Yeah, the Mad Dog
Yeah.
and
What was your
whatever we could grab from
Mad
Dad.
Dog? Or the Coles Foods.
What was the color?
Yeah, what
I mean, I always went for the blue. I don't even know what flavor that was.
I don't
Blue flavor?
Blue flavor.
Blue flavor.
It was usually blue or red. I think I ended up with the red a few times.
Oh, sure.
But never the purple.
There was a purple.
There was a purple, and I don't know why, but like we never ended up with the purple, and I don't know.
Well, big shout out to Coles.
Food store.
Good job.
Not the other store, because at one point in time there was a food store. But we are talking about American Rapture.
Here we go.
I just want to show the cover.
What a great cover.
It is such a fantastic cover.
Yeah.
It's really amazing.
I dig that cover.
It's beautiful.
Dig that groovy cover, man.
Yes. And I got the hardcover because I really wanted the hardcover copy of this. This is not an indie book. And so I'm kind of, diverging from a little of the indie because this was such a good book. And I thought it would kind of be a good kind of rounding out of Pride Month since we're just kind of finished with that.
I'm offended.
Yes, I know.
Because every movie, I have meticulously made sure that every movie was an indie film.
Every single
one of these
was
a small budget indie film. And how dare you just break we were actually talking about breaking, well, I guess it's more of like a household couples thing.
Rule, yeah.
Yeah, the rules. What are the rules inside of your home?
What's your...
You know what I mean? What is your deal?
So
right?
Food, movies. So usually it's around shows or movies.
TV shows.
TV shows specifically. What about movies though?
Yeah. I mean, don't watch that movie until, we're ready as a couple to do it. Like Obsession was one of those. Yeah. Like we knew that we both wanted to watch it and it would have been rude.
And you're going to wait for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So like you just don't want to break that kind of time. There's
like a sacred covenant around
right.
watching a show or a movie where it's like, if this is your thing,
exactly,
then that's your thing. Like we've got a puzzle and you cannot even look at that puzzle if it is not time to do this together.
Yes, that is together time.
And I am like very tempted by it all the time. And where it's set up in my house is where I kind of have my desk when I'm working from home. And so I'm just staring at it. I'm like, that's going to be my next move. I see that piece. I know where it goes. And the fact that I see it and I know where it goes drives me absolutely insane. So it is like a very big test of pure will for me to not put that piece in there.
I have a really hard time with the TV shows because my partner, as soon as we start the cuddling
it's the sleepy time.
Puts her out.
It's like the sleepy time.
Yeah, she's warm. She's cozy. I'm a big bear. I've got big bear claws.
Yeah.
She falls asleep immediately. And then here I am watching the show. And then she's like, well, let's watch it again. No, absolutely not.
You're totally like off the table. You had your chance.
You were there.
You were there.
That's the rule. I have to wait for you to be there. That doesn't mean I have to wake you up or like pry your eyes open. And every once in a while, I'll give her like you watching this? She goes, yeah.
Yeah.
She is not. She is asleep.
That happened to us over the weekend.
Rude.
Usually I am not the person that falls asleep. Usually I am the awake person because I am the perpetual, I want you to go to bed so that it's my time. Like,
go
I
away.
want my time. Go on. Go to bed.
Shoot.
Go on. Shoot. And then it's, it's my time finally at the end of the day. And so usually it's like if we're watching something on a school night, it's like if we're halfway through something and somebody's getting a little snory, I'm like, oh, no, no, go now, because we're not watching the whole thing again, because that's annoying. So we'll get like half episodes of something. But this weekend we were
Oh,
watching a
that
bunch
is a
of like
no.
really cool little indie films, and just found them on like Tubi
Sure.
and Prime and stuff, and some really, really cool creative indie films. And I was the one that was falling asleep halfway through. And so we just stopped, and then we
We got
started
to
up the
start
next
doing some
day. And
horror indie stuff.
there is so much really
So much
good
good
indie
content.
horror. There was just one that we watched was kind of more thriller than horror, and it was a seamstress in Switzerland. And she does all sorts of crazy things with her string in like a weird Rube Goldberg machine kind
I
of
love
thing,
that.
and different timelines.
Yeah.
It was fantastic, like such a creative little concept. There was another one that we watched that's really cool, but like give indie horror a chance. And I think that's why I'm so obsessed with indie horror books. Now, current subject notwithstanding, indie horror is where a lot of the newer ideas are coming from, like Backrooms.
Like Obsession.
Yeah, and like Obsession. Like these are where the ideas are coming from. One of the books we did on the podcast a while back was a book by Joe Salazar. And that was what I was talking about on the news at the book fair that we had last year in the fall. And that one was such an amazing book, and it got picked up by a major publishing house. And I could see this being optioned very, very easily.
Yeah. The reason I keep bringing up Obsession.
Yeah.
The reason
Are
for
you
my
obsessed?
yes.
Wow, we're terrible.
Yes.
We're awful.
The
people.
reason for my obsession with Obsession is that we have been talking about Hollywood recycling ideas
for
so long. They're just looking for obvious, knocks out of the park.
Yep.
And, their budgets are obscene. And they're like, well, I put $3 billion in. Why am I only getting X out?
Right.
Well, you don't have to do that. If you've got quality material and you've got a good crew and you've got a decent camera, you now know you can do it.
Yeah. And horror is the space that is actually given the freedom to do that too. And that's what I really love about it. Like horror is this great experimental space where there are no rules. Like there just aren't. You can experiment and do different things, and now it's actually being picked up by mainstream, which I think.
Well,
is really
you look
cool.
at Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like
I just hope that there's a string of films that follow this where Hollywood is like, what about these people that aren't doing giant, like,
yes.
I kind of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, and that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with liking it.
Like after, now I'm going to lose you here. After you get past the Avengers film, right? So like the very first part of this was great, and then it just meandered. And it meandered too long to the point where now it's just like there's just so
the universe
much
too large. Is it kind of suffering from like a Star Wars where there's like too much that's way tangential?
Well, Star Wars we could get into a real debate because there have been 3 Star Wars films.
Can I do a hot take?
Yeah.
Grogu is Jar Jar for this generation.
Oh, I don't know.
It's cuter.
Jar Jar
was
absolutely the most obnoxious thing ever.
But that was the time
there is fan fiction.
Oh no.
There's fan fiction about Jar Jar. This is a real thing, and this is very good. That Jar Jar is actually a Sith. And like all of his
is just like fake.
Yeah, it's all fake, and he's actually really intelligent. And because like if you look at like everything that happened,
like this take.
Yeah, everything that happened that was wrong and like led them to do the wrong things, the war, all of this stuff, all of this stuff, all had Jar Jar kind of in the mix. and like he played like Misa don't understand,
right? Yeah,
but like if you were acting like the idiot and you were like building these things, I mean. Who's the one that handed over the chancellor? You don't know.
Did you love that?
But I mean, everything was there.
I saw the Jar Jar movie once when it came out because I think somebody that I was probably dating was like, "Come see the Star Wars," and I was like, "Okay," and I was like, "This is Bye.
Well, yeah, they're all, as soon as they said midi-chlorians, I wanted to leave the theater.
As soon as we're watching the movie and not making out in the theater, I was over it.
Yeah.
I was just done.
Yeah.
Like, this is, no.
The first 3 films
I had to watch it. That was the problem.
are varying degrees of excellent.
I love the first, like the original ones. Love that. Absolutely love that. That's totally fine.
The first prequel,
okay, yeah.
not a big fan. Second one, okay. Third one,
and then it just kind of keeps.
But like, I don't even count those.
When you make a bunch of photocopies of each other, and then it kind of degrades over time.
If you make a photocopy, then you take the original off and you put another one on, and you make a photocopy of that, and then you take it off.
Who has done a good job with that though? Instead of Star Wars, now
Star Trek.
Yes, because it's not like they didn't have misses. Because all of the odd numbered ones up until number 9 are terrible. Like The Search for Spock is awful. 5 is.
Oh, you're talking about the films.
Yes, the films. Yes. And even actually the series, because the series, even when you got into like Voyager, were fine. I haven't watched any of the new ones like Discovery and all that. But when you're talking about the films, they did a good job of transitioning old characters to new characters. And then they reinvented the whole thing.
Yeah, there was a good handshake.
They did a very good job at doing that transition to keep the franchise running versus just kind of like going on these other tangents that go deeper and deeper and deeper into the lore.
What was the one in the late 80s when they were in Earth?
That would be number 4, the one with the whales.
Yeah, with the whales.
I don't know. Rothacon was 2. Why can't I think of it? It's actually my favorite Star Trek movie is number 4.
Yeah.
So
we grew up in Milwaukee.
I'm actually a really big dork and like, but it's Star Trek.
We grew up in Milwaukee in the 80s and 90s.
Yes.
When there was the giant whale.
Yes.
And it always made me think of that movie.
Whalen was the artist, and he did a whole bunch of these murals, and it was very much like, so Lisa Frank was a big thing at the time too, and Whalen was like the serious version of Lisa Frank, but for all ocean things, because Lisa Frank had a bunch of like dolphins like with rainbows, and she's like, But yeah, there was a giant mural which was just dubbed the Whale Wall, and that was just such an iconic piece of art. And then they tore it down.
Yeah, they did.
And that was sad.
Very.
And that related to nothing except for the whales in Star Trek.
Well, I was just saying that whenever I'd drive past, I would think of Star Trek.
Yes, yeah.
Instead of whatever it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
I was like, Star Trek was here.
I did like that one because
I was a kid.
Yeah, I loved it, and I loved the fact that they, were back in like regular times and on the bus with like the punk rock guy.
Yeah,
it was fantastic.
Yeah,
really enjoyed that.
That punk rock guy was in multiple.
We could go deep into lore.
Hey, how about this book?
So speaking of teenagers, I made the connection. It was rough.
Yeah,
made it. It was a little bumpy right there. A little bumpy, but so this book was super, super popular last year. It's copyrighted on 2024. It was very popular last year. Like everybody read this book. I held off because I had a whole stack of like indie stuff to work through. I finally got to it, and man, am I happy that I did. I stayed up way too late last night just to finish it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was exhausted today. Totally worth it because I was like sitting on the edge of my couch, just like very riveted. Basically, I'll just kind of do like a very, very brief plot and then we'll go into kind of some deeper things. But basically, the rapture begins. The biblical apocalypse begins. And we've got a sheltered 16-year-old, Sophie, who basically watches everyone she knows, with some exception, be changed. But it is the rapture, the apocalypse biblically through the lens of kind of a zombie story, which you know how much I feel that zombies have been overplayed. And my only other one that I liked that was still zombie was Joe Salazar's book, which I thought was really, really unique too. And that one was also a coming of age, as is this one. Basically, once this happens, she has to just confront everything she's ever known or thought about her faith, about her upbringing, about her sexuality, all of that. So basically, this is the world's worst coming of age story.
Did they rapture her vagina?
No, they didn't. I did think about that because
curveball.
They did. I was like, whoa.
Well, you're saying she had to wrestle with her sexuality. The book's about rapture.
Right. What's interesting
what are we doing
is,
here?
because I'm not
How?
a religious person, I did not really grasp at first that this book was about the end times. I was
Mhm.
just like, this is a really good, zombie apocalypse kind of story. I
Yeah.
didn't really grasp that this was actually an end times thing. And it's very much that as a vehicle for commentary on like purity culture, the collapse of America, like some very, very deep subjects, actually.
Purity ring.
Yes. Yeah. No, I mean, seriously. So, um, it is like this book like weaponizes puberty.
Sure.
And our main character is Sophie, and she is a extraordinarily sheltered girl.
Mm.
Like her family upbringing is so religious that she's not allowed to read a newspaper. So she has no idea what's actually going on as things happen until it's like very far down. So basically there's this really odd sense like if you were living under a rock in March of 2020, this is what it would feel like, where like people are talking about some vague illness, but it has nothing to do with your life. You have no reference point. There's nothing that you can actually learn about this because you're not allowed to actually learn anything.
Yeah.
You're allowed to go to Catholic school and that's it. And you are also going through your teenage years when you're seeing people in your school like making out with boys and maybe making out with girls and very much like, oh, this is wrong and bad. And all of a sudden your dad goes, your school uniform is inappropriate.
Mm.
When it's the same one that you've been wearing the whole time, having no awareness that your body is changing.
Right.
And it's just it's like body horror.
I mean, I woke up, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago and found this great set of tits. And I gotta say, my body was changing. I mean, for me, it was sleep apnea and cortisol, but like,
Right, yeah.
here we are.
Some people just have estrogen.
No,
Yeah.
daddy's got a rack.
That's our soundbite for today. Oh my gosh. Yes. But
I'm on some shit.
yeah.
Like, I actually, I've been sleeping actually really well.
Yeah.
And
I didn't just because I stayed up too late and then I couldn't get to sleep because I stayed up too late. And that was.
Well, I stayed up too late.
Yeah.
But because I get the good sleep now,
Oh.
I'm still okay.
Yeah.
So like, it's refreshing to be back to the point where like I can miss a couple hours and it's not going to like make me want to kill myself. You know what I mean? Like you're at a point where it's just like you're depressed and you're moody and you're all kinds of things and
Because your brain is just literally fried.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the recovery.
Yep.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you are feeling fatigued, if you are feeling like you are sluggish and slow and you don't know why and you're moody and you can't figure it out, go get a sleep test.
Yeah. And it's way better now where it used to be that the sleep studies were just this giant invasive thing.
Mm-hmm.
And now they've got it. It was not that way for you. I mean, you did most of it at home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100% at home.
It used to be you had to go somewhere, which was like, okay, now you're in a totally different place. You're not in your home and you're hooked up to a bunch of things. That's not going to give a super accurate picture of what's going on. But yeah, there's sleep apnea will definitely do things to you that has longer term consequences than you think it does, other than just being tired. Like being tired isn't all of it. It's the chemicals in your body that, even being tired makes your brain crave things like sugar and carbs.
Carbohydrates.
Yeah, exactly. And then, that can make you sluggish later. And it's just a compounding domino effect. Like
and you think
snowball.
of all those trips where, like even like there's so many different things that get into play. Like for a while, I could go on and on and on, but like get yourself tested if you're in that position.
Well, and even if you're younger, but especially if you're getting older, take a look at your sleep.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Sleep hygiene was the first thing that I started with, and that was a few years ago. And that really helped. Hygiene. Yeah.
I am a windows, all the shades are open.
But that's also sleep hygiene.
Okay.
Right? Sure. Sleep hygiene doesn't mean do everything the way I do it.
Yeah.
sleep hygiene, actually, for some people, you need to have that light on, light off.
I need to have not only the circadian rhythm, so I need light in the
That's what it's
morning,
called.
but I also need to have complete silence. I hate white noise. I hate white noise. Like, I can't tell you how much I hate white noise. But
Sure.
part of it is that hypervigilance, where I need to be able to hear everything.
Yeah.
Because I'm a very light sleeper. And so if somebody's having a conversation in the next room and I'm sleeping, I hear that conversation.
Yeah.
And I will remember it. So just so everyone knows, if I'm sleeping, I can hear you. Don't trust it when I'm sleeping. I can't.
Don't trust her when she sleeps.
No. But yeah, it's like a hypervigilance thing where like I need to be able to see outside. I need to be able to hear everything. White noise and darkness, hate all of that. But you know what has darkness? The apocalypse.
Yes, it's true. You've been doing good with getting us back on track.
You know, I try.
Kudos.
We're terrible at this. And
We are.
We actually didn't talk too much before we came down here to record.
Yeah, we are
forced
making a
ourselves.
concerted effort to not talk for an hour and then go and do a podcast, and we're just like, hey.
Right. Grunting at each other the whole time.
Yeah. I guess we'll talk about this book now.
Right.
We've been talking for an hour.
Yeah. And now we just talk on the podcast, and that's literally just you're all listening to our regular conversations. This is what would happen if we were not recording this.
Yes.
There's no difference here, except for occasionally I explain things a little bit better.
I need to just start bringing this stuff down there right away, and then we'll just
start.
Yay, we'll meet
just
here.
Turn it on, and we'll just like start conversating, and then not that that's really a word.
No,
we're conversating.
Conversating.
It's a very Southern kind of thing. Not Southern is this book. This takes place in rural Wisconsin. I am going to segue if it kills me.
Terrible.
For you. Terrible.
Terrible.
Terrible. No, so the author is not from Wisconsin. And I was, shut up. Shut the fuck up.
My favorite segues of yours are, you know what's not the thing that we're talking about? is this other thing in this book. That's like the Hail Mary of segues. I love it. We're good at this. This is something we're very good at.
I come from the school of thought of segues from Robert Evans from the Behind the Bastards podcast.
Okay.
Who I absolutely love that podcast. I love Robert Evans. I think it's fantastic. And usually when they throw to ads, it is, you know who doesn't eat children, allegedly? The products and services that sponsor this podcast. And I'm like, that's kind of who I want to emulate.
Sure.
In
yeah.
my podcasting life.
Yeah, it's good to have heroes.
Yeah.
You're wrong with it.
You know, there could be worse heroes than that.
I'm saying.
There could be worse. Let's talk just a little bit about some of the characters in this book, and then we'll go into some of the Wisconsin stuff because I find that really fun. There is some just total drippingly Wisconsin cheesy gooiness to the locations in this book. I'm just going to go into it now.
You know what we should have had during this?
What?
Cheese
curds. See, now you know that we just think in tandem because stuff like that happens. So I do have to say, there's a little bit of a diss of the Mars Cheese Castle in this book.
Oh, snap.
And I'm like, this is sacrilege. The Mars Cheese Castle cannot
What's the
be
dig?
touched.
Is there a better cheese?
Yes, there's a better cheese castle.
Okay, where's the better cheese castle?
It's out west. And I'm like,
all right.
And they actually make a reference to like, there's another cheese castle, but like, that's not the good one. I'm like, excuse me. No, absolutely not.
And this is last year. So, I mean, the new castle's been built.
Oh yeah. It's been there for a while. Yeah. The new castle is
5 years.
It's been there for a while. Yeah.
6 years.
Mars Cheese Castle is the cheese castle. And I will die on that hill until, you know what? If the other cheese castle invites me and like woos me, I will consider. I can be wooed by cheese.
I mean, I might go check out the other cheese castle just to see what's what.
Right.
But it doesn't matter. Location.
Right.
You're on my way to Chicago. I'm going to get that sweet cheese.
Right. Or you're just like, you know what? I want to drive kind of by nowhere.
Yeah.
And just kind of
cheese it up.
Cheese it up. Yeah. Sometimes we'll just go riding and just go that direction on some of those, the frontage roads and everything and be like, is it cheese time? And the first time I didn't have like a backpack or anything with me. So I literally just shoved a bunch of cheese inside my motorcycle jacket.
Sure.
And rode like that for several hours.
Yeah.
So it was fine.
Yeah. You get little curds in your way.
Yeah. Oh, see, this is why we can't talk. You know what? Yeah. Snack cheese. It all
Snack-
ends up there.
right out of there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the flavor saver.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, that's a good Wisconsin girl right there.
It is. Yes, that is where the cheese
They all
lives.
come with cheese curds in your cleavage.
Yeah. It's actually, no, that's where the ranch cup sits.
Yeah.
And you can hold the ranch cup in there, and then you can do the dip into the cheese curds.
Yeah.
That's what's really important. And especially like if you're in a pickup truck, let's say, and you're like going around, you need a secure place for your ranch cup.
So is that Wisconsin porn? It's just, ranch.
Yes. Have you seen all of the videos of people coming here for, not Wisconsin, but coming to the States for the World Cup and falling in love with ranch? And
Oh, yeah.
Now Europe is going to have ranch just because now everyone has experienced the joy that is ranch dressing.
And that was all because of a sex group, right?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Ranch came from the ranch, which was
I have no knowledge of this.
Yeah, it was like a party house.
What?
And they made a dip.
Like the bunny ranch?
That's my understanding.
What?
Maybe I'm completely off base.
This
needs to be verified.
All right,
because I'm backpedaling as I'm talking.
Which is not like you.
All right.
Usually
you talk characters. I'm looking up ranch.
Yes. All right. So we're going to do the History of Ranch podcast. So we have got our main character, which is Sophie. She is not like your traditional final girl at all. She's also not a final girl, but she really doesn't understand what she is witnessing for a very long time until there's a major event happens. But what's really unique about this take on kind of like a zombie, and I put that in air quotes because it's not really zombies. They're not after brains or anything. And they're not, the rules of zombies do not apply here. But part of this virus, and it is a virus that kind of starts spreading and very much like COVID. And it's, gosh, there were so many just flashbacks to early pandemic days. And then it starts mutating and turning into a somewhat like syphilis-like virus. Part of the virus's timeline is that it makes people hypersexual.
Oh.
Right. And so literally Sophie's first encounter with seeing some naked bodies is because of this virus, which if that's going to mess up your whole sexual awakening, that'll mess up your sexual awakening.
Yeah.
Previous to that, she had read some of like the Clan of the Cave Bear books, which I read that when I was way too young. And I'm like, I should not know any of these things yet. But that's also how she knew some of these things. Sophie's got a twin brother, Noah. And Noah was sent away basically to like conversion lockup. Like basically the parents sent him to basically a religious mental hospital because he had a magazine that had guys kissing.
Sure.
And this was traumatizing to her. They have completely disowned her brother. She is now, completely on lockdown, going to a religious school, and all this stuff is happening around her. And she is 16 and all of a sudden thinking about like, oh, there's body parts that are different now. Ben is somebody who comes into the story. He is the son of her librarian. And she's kind of taken a shine to him, and he obviously takes a shine to her. Mm-hmm. He's the one that actually gives her the, it's not Clan of the Cave Bear, it's Valley of Horses, but if you know anything about literature of that time, if you know, you know.
Sure.
It was basically smut for that time period.
Sure.
But prehistoric smut.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. Would smut again.
Do you want to take a smut break?
Yeah, let's take a smut break.
Hidden Valley Ranch.
Oh, I got to hear this.
Okay, so I obviously have had like 3 seconds to check this, but there, like, it's saying that there's no sexual scandal or dark history.
Okay. You made this up in your head?
No, but my understanding, when I was told this story, there was a dude ranch, and it was in California. Boy, I can't remember who told me this.
Because this is going to color my interpretation of whether this story has any validity to it or not, is who actually told you this.
I'm gonna have to think about that. I don't even remember who told me, but I just remember thinking, oh, I got to tell Sam this, but it was like a decade ago and I forgot about it.
You should have put the information in my ranch purse.
Yeah, that's true.
So he got me a ranch purse for one of my birthdays a few years ago, and it's a dinosaur purse. And
colored as ranch.
Yes, it was ranch colored, so white and blue. And it was then filled with packets of ranch dressing. And it's probably the best gift.
Portable packets.
One of the best gifts I've ever gotten in my entire life, because who doesn't need a ranch purse?
That's right.
If you don't have a ranch purse, you need to get a ranch purse.
So it was invented by Stephen Henson, a plumbing contractor who cooked for his cruise in Alaska. Then he came down and he retired at age 35, moved in with his wife, Gail, because you could do that back then.
Oh, my God.
In California, because you could do that back then.
Yeah.
But then they had their own little Hidden Valley. He had a place they called it the Hidden Valley Ranch.
Oh, cute.
But my understanding is
there was a little bit more going on.
Was a Hidden Valley Ranch. He's 35,
what were
retired.
They hiding in that Hidden Valley?
He's exactly.
Was that the keyboard?
Yeah, and I think it was like a swinger thing.
Yeah.
And they were bringing people in, but then they were feeding them, and then people were like, "Ooh, I really love it. Yeah, I love this." So like they started to sell it, and then they became like a whole thing.
And they're like,
so it turned into like a whole. But then they were acquired by Clorox in the 70s, and
because I want the company that makes bleach to make my ranch dressing.
Well, I think they bleached the bad story right the hell out of there.
Yes, yeah.
Because I think that's the original. The original thing was that it was kind of like a swinger hole.
I choose to believe this, and I can choose to believe that as much as I want, because
I promise that I'm going to look this up and actually do a little more research, because I really want to know.
I love these next week.
Yes, I love these kind of stories.
Oh yeah,
this is my kind of thing.
You are obsessed with food history.
The history of.
Do you want to tell them about racks? I mean, we're 31 minutes in.
We'd have to really dive in.
Like a really quick.
I don't even know that I have that time.
Elevator pitch.
I don't think I have that time.
All right,
I don't. You know what? Google racks and Mr. Delicious.
And
you'll hear all about it. And amongst other things.
Yes, amongst many other things.
Issues. Yes. But we actually drove to one of the last remaining racks.
Right.
To have a rack sandwich solely because of Mr. Delicious. And diggity D to everyone who knows. If you know, you know. So go, all right.
I got to watch this plethora of...
Got to. Like you had a choice.
I didn't.
It's nice.
Captive audience. We were driving to Savannah, and we drove straight through, and we were trying to get in between two hurricanes during this drive.
Yep.
And on the way
just dodging them.
Literally. It was like we planned the route, and I think I was the one where I was like, we're doing this anyways. Screw everything. We're going to do something. And I'm like, if we go this route, we'll dodge the hurricane by being this far east because it's going to be this far west. And then we'll miss the next one by this much because that one's going to go up this way. And yeah, when you see the National Guard just rushing the opposite way that you're going. And then
we're in our little goth van.
And then there's a lithium battery fire and you're in the middle of the Appalachian Mountains. You start to question what you're doing, but just keep going.
I loved driving around those mountains.
We saw a shooting star. We actually saw a green shooting star, like a meteorite in the Appalachian Mountains, which is really cool.
So if you ever see the Goth Bars van hurling down a freeway, just know that I'm in there and I'm watching movies on my hacked console that I shouldn't have.
Demolition Man.
We were watching, What was the other one? Something Beyond.
Well, we watched the whole history of Rack's restaurants and a whole bunch of other food-related history, too.
Well, I was trying to show you Buc-ee's because you didn't know what Buc-ee's was.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and then we went to Buc-ee's, and by the time we got to Buc-ee's, it was like 11:30 at night, and they were shutting down the brisket, and I was so desperate.
They don't shut down the brisket. The brisket starts every hour.
Okay. Anyways, they were almost done with brisket. I was so desperet for a vegetable at that point.
You were rude about my Buc-ee's, and I'm still not over it.
It was fine.
Yeah, you see?
You're like, Urgh.
And this is why you and Rin are in the naughty chairs in my brain.
It was
in my brain, you're in the naughty chairs.
I think if it had not been 11:30 at night after we've been driving for like 16 hours.
I got you that breakfast burrito, and you said it was beyond delightful.
It was delightful.
And that was at least.
I was actually very happy about the breakfast burrito.
At least we got there.
Yes.
But when Rin said that the bathrooms were dirty,
I did not have that experience, so I wasn't on that trip because I didn't drive down.
Still mad. I want you to know.
I found very clean bathrooms. But
Daddy's mad.
Love's is another one with good bathrooms.
Love's is great.
This is our travel show now.
Well, yeah, and yeah.
We're gonna have to record this on like one of our trips just to be.
Yeah, just on the road.
Yeah, why not?
Just while we're driving.
Yeah, why not?
While we're watching a film.
Probably. We'll just put ourselves on the screen.
Yeah, apologies to everyone. I mean, I'm still a good driver with the thing on. Like
sometimes.
rude.
I have seen you weaving.
You know what? You're weaving.
You know who's not weaving?
Jeez.
You know who
It's
is
terrible.
weaving? A weaver of stories. I'm just going to do that. That's going to be my thing. So we're going to skip over a whole bunch of stuff, and I want to talk about the author for just a little bit because she seems really cool. You'll actually just kind of appreciate just her story. So she grew up around like evangelical Christianity,
Mhm.
and she writes from a place of like very emotionally authentic places about religion versus just mocking religion. And both of us being very atheistic people, I still appreciate that. And
I mean, absolutely.
I think it's really cool. Basically, this book won a ton of awards. It is very good. It's very well written. She calls herself a hiker and a Trekkie, which, oh my heart. Yeah, I'm very happy. Basically, her and her boyfriend, they live on the road and they just travel around America with their rescue dogs.
I just realized
Like, how
something.
cool is that? What?
Steve Henson
What?
is a black man.
Oh, nice. Oh, wait.
How cool
All
is
right.
that?
All right. Even the whitest condiment we have besides mayonnaise is from a
And the
black
Hidden
person.
Valley Ranch was an African American fuck den.
Hell yeah.
Is what I'm going to assume.
Hell yeah. I like that. The author, CJ Leede, also, she won a Splatterpunk Award, along with being nominated for a Bram Stoker First Novel Award too. And she's got other books as well, which now I really, really need to read. She's got Maeve Fly, which is also very feminist horror. This, I would actually consider this feminist horror as well. And there's rumors that she's working on a new book called Night Fever. So I'm excited for that too.
Hell
But like,
yeah.
there's a lot of themes in her books.
I love the fact that it's like an onion. Like
There's
it's not
so
just
much
one
peeling.
topic that they're
No.
like this is like a full bloomin' onion for your ranch.
Yes, it's like
I'm just trying to segue back to ranch.
Oh, I know. I love it. Well, and
it's like a tug of war.
It is so Midwestern. So they end up in Sparta. In
Wisconsin?
Yes,
That's where my mom's from.
Well, it's also in the fiberglass graveyard.
Oh, wow.
They end up in the fiberglass graveyard.
I have photos of my mother and my father in the
There?
photographs with me in the belly.
Well,
And
that's
I
so
actually
cute.
took those photos out there, and you remember I got the full
Yeah,
tour of
that's
with
right.
the
You
new
got the tour.
owners.
I didn't get the tour. They weren't there. All there was a sign about beware of bees.
They were super nice, like super down to earth folks. They had just bought the painting company across the street, and they were using that for redoing some painting and some new styles. Where now they can actually like they can take these very big drums and put like a mold in it, and it literally just goes around and
Yeah.
around, and it pours the mold inside of it, and then just release like that.
Oh, that's nice. We should tell them what this is. So there is a company called Fast. They've been around for a very long time in a very small town called Sparta, which is in western Wisconsin. What, about like 2 hours from Milwaukee?
Something.
Yeah, about that.
2 to 3.
Yeah, two tree.
2 tree there.
Two tree there. And Fast made fiberglass molds. So if you ever see like a Bob's Big Boy, or you ever see like a giant fiberglass, frog or dolphin down in Florida, most likely that was made by this company in Sparta, Wisconsin.
Yep.
And they have just a field that is full of the old cast off molds of these fiberglass figures. They used to have a giant eyeball. I don't think they have the eyeball anymore. That sits out front of it.
Yeah, I mean they
eyeball.
they have to get rid of the molds after a certain point of time
Yeah.
because
Well, it's also
the curing process really just destroys the outside
Yeah.
of the mold.
And bees really love them.
Yes.
Bees love to make nests in these things, but actually during COVID, which is interesting because there's so many parallels, like COVID very much inspired a lot of this novel. And during COVID, because there was nothing open and there was like nothing to do, we actually took a road trip just around Wisconsin. And one of the places we went was Fast in Sparta. And the other place that is also represented in this book is House on the Rock.
Oh, wow.
And I love House on the Rock so much. There's actually like there's some terrifying things that happen in this book at House of the Rock. And I don't want to blow it, but it's
Steph would love this.
absolutely. And not only are
This is
there
right up her
terrifying
alley.
things that happen, but there's also like probably my favorite moment of the book happens at House on the Rock. And it is a moment that involves a ton of butter. There's a butter scene, and I absolutely love it.
Who doesn't like a
It's
butter
so
scene?
sweet. It's so tender. But I love the fact that there's just so much Wisconsin in this. We've talked so much, so I want to talk a little bit about. You did the lore score last time, so I have some lore score.
Do you?
I do.
All right, we're keeping the ball rolling with a lore score.
We are,
I like
and I'm
it.
going to do it very, very quickly. So I want to go with pandemic behavior. So this book basically has a lot of that pandemic behavior, and I'm saying the reality check there is that there's a lot of misinformation that is demonstrated in this book that also was very much a COVID thing too. There is a extremist religious organization that gains steam in this novel that is like, hey, this is the end times and we're going to help it.
Mm-hmm.
Very dangerous. And that was a lot of the rhetoric that we saw too. So very much right on for them. Obviously a little bit different because this is fiction, but it was fictional, but the public reaction in this book was very similar to what we experienced. Obviously, we didn't have zombies. Purity culture. Our main character spent her life believing that like desire is sinful, and wanting anything is sinful, and suppressing everything. That is still a movement. We saw a lot of it more in the 80s and 90s, and now it seems to be back a little bit too. And then the other one is just that that extremism was something that we see a lot too. So the lore score on this is actually really high. I scored an 8 out of 10.
Wow.
For lore score. Would we survive?
Would we survive?
You do okay.
Hey!
You do okay in this one. 70% I gave you. You are the quartermaster. So you are kind of in charge of keeping the group running. You're organized. Everything's labeled and like maintained. You have
I don't know if I'm like that at all.
You have every battery known to man. I know where everything is because it's very easy to find. But also your biggest strength is your biggest weakness. So there's nobody left behind.
Sure. Yeah.
And that comes up as a theme with this over and over again. Me, not too much better, 85.
Okay.
So I'm quietly prepared. So like I do have a go bag all the time because I think it is smart to have things like water and a knife and a flashlight and like, an extra set of batteries, maybe an extra pair of pants, like, for ranch emergencies, perhaps. I also, what I do for a living, I read people a lot. And so that kind of comes into play too. So maybe I will notice the red flags a little bit quicker on who's infected. So that could be a thing. My weakness is also one of my strengths, which is the whoosh.
Sure.
So I can make hard decisions. I can recognize a threat to the group. I will not hesitate to leave somebody behind if they are a threat to the group. However, it might give the group a better chance of survival if I eliminate one person, but the more people you eliminate, the less chance you have of actually surviving.
Yes.
So, our verdict together, 95%. We did really, really well in this novel. You keep everything organized. I keep everything supplied, watch for danger, and cut off anybody that needs to be cut off from the group. I think our biggest disagreement would come if a stranger came to our group, because I would be like, absolutely not. And you'd be like, let's help them. Let's take them in. And I'd be like, oh, let's eat them. Just mild cannibalism as a treat. Just
as a treat.
It's a treat. But I think like we would have a conversation of like, you'd go like, hey, were they telling the truth? And I would be like, what if they aren't? Right. And we'd have a little dialogue and we'd make a decision from there. So we do pretty good. I do want to do trigger warnings.
Yes.
Does the dog die? I am going to give a countdown because if you don't want this spoiled for you, I'm going to give a countdown and you're going to pause for about 5 seconds. So we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, a dog dies. And it is very graphic. And it is very emotional. And it
sounds like it's a pivotal part of the plot.
It's supposed to hurt you, and it does. If you don't want that, skip that part. It's going to be obvious when it comes up. You can skip for it. You can go over it. Otherwise, you can come back now. I'm just going to do this as like the signal to like, you can come back. I'm now not spoiling it anymore. Graphic violence. There's lots of graphic violence in this, body horror, gore, sexual violence, extreme human suffering. I mean, it is technically an apocalypse and a end of world zombie book. Body horror. Not just body horror in terms of transformation of like losing yourself to a virus, but also body horror in the sense of you don't understand what puberty is doing to your body.
Mm-hmm.
And that is very disturbing when you're told that all of those things are wrong and bad. Sexual content, it's actually pretty mild, but there is sexual content. Religious trauma.
Sure.
Absolutely a theme here. Guilt, purity culture. If you are a religious person, you might not like some of the commentary on religion, but it never goes into mocking. It never mocks anybody for being religious at all. It actually is extraordinarily respectful of that. Mental health, lots of that too. There's suicidal ideation and quite a bit more there. And there's a lot going on that, if you have a lot of triggers, this is not the book for you. It is going to hurt you. It is meant to hurt you. It is meant as social commentary, and take it as such. Like, let it hurt you.
Right.
Sometimes you just want the,
yeah.
And I love that.
Well, I mean, exploring those kind of themes in a safe environment is exactly what this is about.
That's what horror is supposed to do.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Shelf neighbors. I want to do that real quick too. So I have books and movies that you would like if you like this book, and if you like these books and movies, you would love this book. Camp Damascus. We talked about that. That's Chuck Tingle. So that one is a gay conversion camp horror. So definitely in line with some of the themes here. On a movie, The Mist, the 2007. Okay. Yeah. If you want a seeing what humans do in a apocalyptic type of story. Mm-hmm. Also, I love the ending of the film The Mist versus the book The Mist.
I have to rewatch that. It's been a long time.
Watch it in black and white. I know that sounds really stupid and artsy, but watch it in black and white.
Is that, who is that does that?
I don't know, but there's so many actors that ended up in The Walking Dead off of that movie. It's really great. There's also a series, The Mist, which is also very good, but watch the 2007 movie. And watch it in black and white. I know it seems really artsy and stupid. Just do it. It's fantastic. As far as an indie horror book that would match up really well, we've got a David Sodergren book, which is And by God's Hand You Shall Die, which blood-soaked folk horror, cult mentality, fanaticism, like definitely, it's pulpier than this book, but I think it's still a good matchup. And then for a TV series, Midnight Mass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's
what a great series.
You know what? I was actually not a huge fan of Midnight Mass. I know, because I actually like Mike Flanagan stuff very well. I just wasn't super attracted to Midnight Mass, but I think it is a good match for this. If you want a TV series that explores that kind of cult mentality, religiosity, and what happens when things break down in a kind of very small, controlled environment. So avoid it if you're expecting The Last of Us, but with better camping tips.
Sure.
This is not that. If you prefer your horror like light on philosophy and heavy on monsters, also not for you. You're going to get a lot of commentary here. If religious trauma or like body horror or like not your things, definitely don't do it. And if you like your endings tied up with a neat little bow.
Oh, okay. So open ending.
I'm not going to say.
Okay, fair.
I'm not going to spoil it. But yeah, that's definitely check this out. There's not often that I sing the praises of a non-indie book. I mean, my last book that we did, Marrowbound by Jared Walls, hands down, still my favorite book of the year. But this is a close second. And nice. It really, really deserves the hype that it's gotten. And I'm really excited to see what else she brings to the table. So
nice.
We have things going on. One of them is this Friday. So tomorrow, for those of you watching this when it comes out, and my coffee mug is sort of a representation of that.
Indeed.
What are we doing? Who is coming to visit us?
So our great friend Eve Hill will be joining us for a NOLA Goth night happening at Mad Planet. That's right. We actually just launched our boat in NOLA. So you can go out and get Goth Barge tickets if you're going to be in New Orleans. And the way that we've done it this year is we've done it on the Friday prior to the Crew of Boo, so that we can go to the actual parade. But then also, I'm going to be sticking around until Monday to go and see Boy Harsher.
I'm very jealous of
That's
that.
going to be happening directly afterwards.
Yeah, I can't stay for that
oh
one,
my
and
God.
I would love to. The week before the NOLA boat, though, is we have the Cleveland boat.
That's true.
The big
Yep,
Cleveland
and we
boat.
haven't launched that one yet, but
No,
that
not
one's
yet.
coming.
It's coming. But this Friday, we do have Eve coming up for the New Orleans Night at Mad Planet. I'm just very excited. We're going to take her to some Milwaukee institutions.
We are.
You got to take her to the Cheese Castle.
I mean, we're literally going to be sitting there. At the time of this post, we're going to be sitting there.
We're going to be at Organ Piper.
Yeah, we're going to be at Organ Piper Pizza.
Yeah. If you don't
pizza
know,
it up.
please look up the Organ Piper. There's a just most terrifying Raggedy Ann doll that like spins on the ceiling while some random dude plays the pipe organ and children are like running around screaming. There's a tiny little carousel. Yeah, it's
a Chuck E. Cheese with an organ.
It's a Chuck E. Cheese if it was the back rooms.
Yeah. Yes.
You've also got coming at the end of summer.
God, we have so many things coming.
I know. So very close to my birthday, there's the River West 24, the People's Holiday.
Yep.
And then we've also got our first international voyage.
Yes, we do. Toronto maiden voyage happening. That's going to be a real win too. I'm very excited about that. People are getting very excited. There is a chance to win tickets on, I don't know if it's going to be still active by the time this goes, but Black Mat Society.
Yeah, Black Mast. Yeah.
Yep. Well, Black Mat. It's a yoga goth night that happens inside of Toronto, and they've been really gracious, really amazing.
They've been just very.
Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to make the boat because they're going to be
we'll get them next time.
watching The Cure in Europe.
Okay,
so I mean, if
there's an excuse,
that's one of them.
All right, you get a pass.
Yep.
And then Goth in the Park we have too.
Goth in the Park with Scary Lady Sarah.
Chicago.
We can't wait to work with her again.
Oh my gosh!
And then we're going to be doing a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah. I'm still working on the sequel to Bookmail. I have 13 chapters recorded now. I just have to do some editing and keep going. But that book is just fantastic fun. I am very excited.
Yeah.
There was a line in the last book, and I would love to have it on a t-shirt. And I'm just like very excited to have a sequel to this. And it's very different. So I can't say anymore because I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thanks for joining us again.
Oh,
and
we went way over time.
Yeah. There we are.
Bye.
Bye.